Buhay Online, Chikahan at kaalamang pangkabuhayan. Ating tunghayan, pakinggan at tuklasin ang mga pangyayari at kaganapan sa mundo ng online. Buhay Online, Chikahan at kaalamang pangkabuhayan. Alamin ang pinaka-latest trends mula sa trabaho at kung hanggang saan na ang narating ng teknolohiyang ito. At ngayon, narito na ang ating host, ang ating Techiemommy, si Jaye C. Bautista.
Hi, good morning. Happy Thursday, everyone. And yes, it's already Thursday, right? The week is just breezing through. Days are just fleetingly passing us by. Well, it's Thursday, January 6th. In the old days, this is what you call Three Kings, okay? For those religious people, this is the day of the Three Kings, supposedly. Okay, and of course today, yesterday we didn't have him here with us because I was having technical difficulties, but we have Shrey Sharma here with me today. So please, Shrey, say hello.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday and Happy New Year, because I was not here on the first day of the New Year to say Happy New Year to you all. So Happy New Year to you all. Hope you have a prosperous year ahead. And welcome. So I'm co-host with my colleague today, CJ Bautista. So yeah, you will be seeing me every Wednesday here. That's right.
That's right. And of course, we're continuing our series on jobs online and the jobs that we can find during this pandemic, because I have a lot of texts and messages asking, what jobs people can still get, especially the new year, right? New careers are being made, okay? And we had a lot of time for the past year to learn things online, right? To also for example, like in your case, okay, like I said, Shrey here is a colleague of mine in the ESL world, okay? That's English as a second language learning. He's one of the teachers, tutors there. But at the same time, okay, Shrey, the people are wanting to know. So yeah, for those who have, what can you say about people wanting to shift careers or looking for jobs? Or is this your full-time job? Can you please tell them?
No, actually, see, as I'm also a student myself, so I took this, ESL company as my part-time job because I don't want to invest my full-time as of now. So I'm just working as a part-time teacher there, just teaching like when I have free time.
Like
and
a
the
working
company we
student,
are working is very
You're a working
flexible.
student, Shrey?
Yes, yes, I'm a working student as well because my university is in Philippines, in Luzon. And
I'm sorry, I
that's why.
didn't know that
And
you're studying
yeah,
online in a school in the Philippines.
yes, I am.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. This
Yes,
whole
my
time, all these months, I thought you were studying in the UK or America or whatever.
no. Actually, I did my my certification of ESL and TOEFL was from UK, but I chose Philippines over UK for my university because I
Exactly.
want to visit home more often than visiting somewhere there. So
Exactly.
that's why I chose Philippines.
I see. Of course, again, I want the public or our audience to know that Shrey is partly Filipino, right? His mother is Filipina, right? And his father is Indian.
Exactly.
But he is broadcasting to
Yes.
us from India. Okay. So what is the time frame, the time
Yes.
difference in the Philippines and India?
Mhm. It's 2.5 hour difference. We are behind 2.5 hours. So it's now 8:38 for Philippines. It's 11:08 in the
So yeah,
morning.
see,
Yeah.
India has
So
that
we are
half
just
hour.
1.5 hour behind.
India has that half hour
Yes,
increment.
half hour.
Exactly. One of the, yeah, well, yeah, and
Exactly.
we Googled the other time with our other colleagues that there are other countries that are half hours. But anyway,
Yes, and
okay.
there,
Yes,
15-minute difference as well with some countries.
exactly.
That's the thing.
Very good. Okay, all right. So first of all, let's start with the Philippine, updates and technology regarding the Philippines first. Okay, before we tackle our job searches and uh, jobs to suggest. Okay, of course, it's still trending that that party girl, poblacion girl is still trending, and like I said, this has hit me so close to home, because as of yesterday, my sister, whose two sons have it, her third son now has it. See, because of that girl, she's created an outbreak right here in Metro Manila, because those people, those 16 people at the party,
Exactly.
has spread it now to their families, right? And Shrey, truth be told, one of our colleagues too in the ESL world,
Exactly. Yesterday
exactly,
we got to know about that.
exactly that.
Mhm.
One
That's
of
the
her,
thing.
yes, one of her children was also at that party. So and now she's like
Mhm.
exhibiting headaches and fever in the household, and this is really so totally irresponsible, right? So
Exactly. Exactly.
exactly. So as of yesterday, the the courts have actually they are the parents are even also now being questioned and being investigated because they were the ones that picked up this girl and brought her to the party. Hello. Anyway, so yeah. So but one good thing, I'm not going to say it's good news, but of course it's a good thing to know. The Omnicron virus is spreading fast all over the world because it is really highly contagious and fast. But the effect is not as bad as the original COVID-19 or the Delta variant, Trey. So people are saying, especially now that most people are vaccinated, there's bigger chance of you recovering from this if you get infected. But of course, who wants to get infected? That's the point. You don't want to get infected because different effects on different people. Hi there, Tita Agnes
Yes.
Lakap. Welcome to the show, Tita Agnes, and everybody there in Batangas. I thought you were coming to Manila. We were waiting for you. Hello there, Angelica Paz. Nice to see you again. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the show. And we were just talking about the irresponsibility of some people. So, in fact, those people who are infected naman should also be responsible uh, to know that if that they might be asymptomatic if they're not exhibiting any signs of a fever, a cough, or whatever, you know, because you have contacted or you were in contact with that girl and other people, please
Exactly.
have yourselves
And
checked
she is the
already.
main reason, of that now. Like she went out just because of her sake. She wanted to enjoy, and now everyone else is suffering because of that. See, that's the thing.
Exactly. And yeah, and not everyone has the same effect. Some people, somebody might get cured. I mean, they're actually what's pending here is because she infected a lot of people. She can maybe expect a class suit,
Exactly.
like people suing her for this, because God forbid nobody dies because of what happened to her, but see about what she did. But see, there's that looming possibility, right? Because different people have different reactions to
Exactly.
this virus. Mhm. Okay. So yeah, so now three of my family members have it, and and, and the family member, they're still waiting now for the results of the tests of this. The daughter of my our colleague in the ESL industry, who was also at that party. So
Mhm.
now their whole family is getting PCR tests. Bukod sa, of course, gastos pa,
Mhm.
no? Nag-incur siya ng gastos, dapat pag
Mhm.
demanda nila sa kanya, yan, ibalik nila yung lahat ng mga perang na ano rin, nito mga taong to because of loss of jobs and because of lost income and of course medical bills that will be incurred. Right?
Mhm. Exactly.
Exactly. Okay,
That's
so yeah.
see. Go on. Go on.
Okay. Yeah. So uh hold on a second. All right. So let's talking about more jobs now. Okay. More jobs. All right. Going back into the premise of jobs online or jobs that people are doing in this pandemic, I have this article that was written at the Philippine Daily Inquirer regarding more jobs are shed by youth and women in ASEAN 5 amid COVID pandemic. Okay, the impact of labor scarring inflicted by the COVID-19 was heavier on the young people and female workers, not only in the Philippines, but across Asia, ASEAN. Okay, the ASEAN Development Bank said about this. Okay, because the ADB Tokyo-based think tank ADB Institute, in a separate report, noted that the Philippine government moved to aid the Philippines badly because we were hit by COVID-19. The Philippines has facilitated access for loans for women to grow their entrepreneurship via online application process and exemption of collateral for women-owned entrepreneurships. Because we know that we saw in the past year, businesses started to boom, people lost their jobs, but the women, especially the women, okay, who lost their jobs, have gone into reselling or online selling and entrepreneurship. Okay, so it's good to know that ADB extended loans to the Filipino women. Okay, the Philippine government also provided financial literacy programs. Okay, however, in the Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, and Vietnam, the pandemic had a devastating impact on the labor markets. Okay, in the case of the Philippines, the lender earlier noted that the host country suffered from the biggest jump in December, 5.2% in unemployment rate among its member countries. In 2020 or last year, the Philippines' jobless rate climbed to a 15-year high of 10.3%, or 4.5 million jobless Filipinos, amid then the longest and most stringent COVID-19 lockdown in the region. Because the Philippines has the longest lockdown ever in the whole world. All right, that's why our economy here is like going down. At the same time, unemployment was on the rise, right? And it was a reversal of the 14-year low 5.1% unemployment rate posted in 2019 before the pandemic. Because before the pandemic happened, unemployment was going down because more and more jobs were being opened up, especially online. But more than the headline numbers, the report said that vulnerable workers like younger laborers and women suffered more across the region. The report that they made was titled COVID-19 and Labor Markets in Southeast Asia, the impacts it did on Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines, Thailand, and Vietnam. Okay, the young workers, who represent only 10 to 15% of the workforce in Indonesia, the Philippines, Thailand, and Vietnam, accounted for a disproportionate share between 22% and 45% of job losses at the height of the pandemic's impact on labor markets in these countries. Okay, this is owing to their overrepresentation in sectors that were heavily hit, like food and accommodation services, like hotels, right? That industry suffered, of course, travel, wholesale and retail trade, and other services. And also because they were more likely to lose their jobs than adult workers in these sectors. Kaya nga, yung mga call centers naman, of course, yung everything that had to deal with technology and online, that's the industry that survived in this the past year or so. The significant job losses experienced by youth were accompanied by other pandemic-induced difficulties, such as yung disruption of education and skills development and delays in school-to-work transitions. Yung pag-online learning talaga, it also affected the youth so much. The compound effect of these impacts can have significant long-term implications for the career and earning prospects of these youth. The Philippines, for instance, was among the last few countries in the world to resume face-to-face classes. We have not still resumed to face-to-face classes. In fact, stinap muna nga itong pilot face-to-face classes because of the surge of the new variant of the virus. At saka alert level 3 na ang NCR. So yung mga doon na eskwela that is doing the pilot face-to-face, it's suspended muna for now, okay? Till the infections are lowered again, okay? On female workers, it is said that in all of the Asian 5 countries and across virtually all ages, women were more likely to exit the labor force following job loss, okay? While men were more likely to become unemployed. Okay, This is partly due to a larger share of the care burden falling on women. Totoo naman, women. Totoo naman eh. This pandemic has become double burden to the mommy, to the working mom, okay, to the mothers, because of course the husbands work and whatever, but because especially here in the Philippines where schooling is from the home and then working from the home, the pressure is on the mommy and the women because you're already working when there's no work home balance anymore and you have to take care of your family pa. So, although many female workers re-entered the labor market in the second half of 2020, labor reallocation patterns pointed to an added worker effect or distressed employment, whereby additional family workers joined the labor force to compensate for lost household income. As a result, female workers across the region mostly re-entered the labor force through lower quality jobs. Totoo naman talaga. The pandemic could have a long-term or negative impact on the working lives of women. At least 6 million overseas Filipino workers or temporary contracts and the rest of migrant workers coming from the region were all heavily hit by the pandemic. So maraming nagsiuwian ng mga OFW. So talagang naapektuhan, okay? Despite unprecedented government responses, COVID-19 has exposed significant social protection gaps associated with high and persistent informality across the region. Okay? So yan po ang As recovery takes hold, the focus of fiscal policy can shift more strongly from relief, okay, to mga ayuda, all right, para mga tulong, mga loan para sa magkaroon ng trabaho itong mga kabataan and also the women. Countries should boost investments in human capital and mobilize domestic resources to build inclusive, sustainable social protection programs and increase social insurance contributions. Okay? So yun. So yun ang that's my take on the effect of the pandemic on women and young people. So what can you say about that, Shrey?
You were actually correct. Mostly the labor class got affected most because of this, because they were like doing for their daily wages the work. But as there was lockdown, complete lockdown, so they couldn't go out. They were having no work, so they were drastically affected by this. So yeah, actually correct. As in Philippines as well, the lockdown went for so long. So yeah, somewhere or somehow it was creating good opportunities as well, but giving us disadvantages as well, and those are very harmful.
What about in India? The situation of India.
See, we were having lockdown for around 6 months here in the year of 2020. So having lockdown for 6 months continuously, even when I was staying at home, I was like, oh no, I can't stay here. I have to go out. So, and the work, the daily workers who were getting their daily wages, yes, they actually leave their homes to go to their hometown on foot because there were no trains, nothing. And in mid of summer, actually, in this scorching heat, they went on foot to go to their home. That's the thing, they were I'm just talking about Asian countries. In Asian countries, mostly the lower class people were affected most by this pandemic.
Exactly. And
whether you take, China, whether you take India, and anywhere in Asian countries, mostly the lower class was affected by the pandemic.
Exactly. And like you said, that this pandemic situation actually somehow created a bigger disparity among people, right, with the rich and the poor, because jobs online proliferated, but because these are people that have internet, right, that could afford online education. But then like you said, the poorer people or the class or the masses mostly do not have internet, mostly do not have computers. So learning and working is affected this way. But in the Philippines, at least those people that were asked to work from home, like especially call centers, the companies provided their their laptops, and I heard some companies were paying.
expenditure, the expenses were given by the company. But here, if you will see in India, like this kind of policy was not there. You have to buy on your own. You need to have a good internet speed. That's the thing, and especially in terms of if we see the schools, those were online. Because of that, like even the people who were not having enough of that money, just because of sake of their children's studies, they had to buy smartphones or laptops or a good speed of internet.
Or tablets, for that matter. So in India, the government did not subsidize the online education.
No. Exactly not.
Oh.
Actually, they just told that schools should not charge full amount of money. They should just charge a tuition fee and all. But still, the schools were charging because you are studying in an like in a private one. You cannot tell them, okay, you just reduce the fee and all, because it's up to them. It's not a public school. So I also my brother was studying in the private school at that time. So yeah, that's the thing. It's really hard during the pandemic time.
So at least the government asked the schools to give a discount. Here in the Philippines,
Yes.
no. Oh my gosh, they even added some costs, in my son's school.
Yeah, because there was in the tuition fee you can ask, but when it comes to maintenance fee, transportation fee, no, there's no use of that because we are not coming to school. We are not using your transportation system. That's why.
Exactly, but okay, that's the education part. But with regards to work, yeah,
Mhm.
like I said,
Regards to
some
Mhm.
companies gave the laptops. Some companies even gave extra allowance to pay for the internet, because actually, when you're working from home, you're using your own electricity. You're
Exactly,
paying for your own
we have to pay
internet.
for that.
That saves the company money, but they
Mhm.
should help, right?
Exactly, they should.
Okay, all right.
That's the thing.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I'd like to welcome Fatima to our show. Hello there. Hello there, Fatima. Hello, hello, hello. Hello there, Fatima Faith. Welcome, welcome. Long time no see. I miss you so much. But we also miss her at in the show, because she used to be my co-anchor on certain days. But I'm just hoping that she'll be back soon one day. Uh, of course, she is my colleague also in the ESL learning, or in the academic world, and also in the religious world. She's my sister in the faith. But anyway, so Faith, hello, welcome to the show. I don't see the other names. Okay, so in connection to that, all right. So let me see. My laptop was hanging again. So, so okay, all right. So like I said, we talked about in the Philippines, women bore the brunt of job losses. We talked about that, and also the
Mhm.
youth. Now, okay, what can you talk about other jobs and stuff that people are asking about? Because yesterday we started to talk about we gave a few 9 jobs that are very feasible in this time. So, what about you, Shrey?
Mhm. Mhm. See, during this pandemic time, doing work remotely is the best option as of now, because you can stay at the comfort of your home and you can work from there. You will be just getting a shift, something like that. You have to work from this to this, like a specific time, and you can enjoy. But it also brings one disadvantage that you will not see when your time fly away.
Exactly.
It's like that. So yeah,
Because I feel that way.
that's the
Working
thing.
from home, of
Working
course,
from
remove the work from home balance, because you eat and live them and breathe and work in your house.
exactly. You're like working for the whole day.
Exactly. And before you realize it, really, time flies, and you actually, me, it has given me, actually, I work more hours now, than before, right? Because you lose track of time, and you know that you're computer's right there and your work is right there. All you have to do is scoot over and step, you know, there's a tendency for people to overwork, right?
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's
Oh,
the thing.
before,
Yes,
before,
and
yeah,
as Mhm.
yes, there's a delay. That's why.
Go on.
Yes. Uh, and I just want to know, I just want to say that the private sector, this year, the private sector employment increased by 807,000 jobs from November to December, according to the December ADP National Employment Report released just this Wednesday, yesterday. Okay, all right. This is about the jobs in America, huh? Sana all right, sana in the Philippines. So in America, 807,000
And
jobs came about. See, so it's getting better. All right. So okay, because and also I just want to say pala that
exactly, it's getting better.
exactly. So okay, so go ahead. So it's your turn, Shrey, to talk to them about what work from home jobs that they can. What are we talking about here regarding work from home? Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So today, like our topic is for online jobs and all. So mostly during this pandemic time, we also advise you to work remotely because there are, many opportunities out there which you can, join through like just staying at the comfort of your home. And working remotely, is being embraced like never before. Like you are just staying at your home. You can get whatever you want from your home at any time you want. That's the thing. And like Brian Reynolds also said that nearly 1 in 5 chief financial officers surveyed that they plan to keep at least 20% of their workforce working remotely. Because if you are staying at home, you can work at any time. And they need some backup as well in the companies. So yeah, and there are many opportunities emerging out there. If you will see, let's see a very simple example. As you know that Amazon, we all shop from there, and they have been continuously hiring online workers for their job, for their customer
I
service, for
know.
their
I thought
operations, for their marketing.
exactly
See,
because like we have Japanese students, we have Korean students. I was surprised to find out that a lot of quite a bit of my Japanese students work for Amazon, right? The online, and
same
that's
with
why
me. I found my students they are working with Shopee and all the companies. Last time, yeah,
exactly because the e-commerce industry, okay, is still booming in this pandemic, right?
exactly, exactly.
Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so this was, a very simple example, an example for you that, how working from home can benefit you. As if you're working with Amazon, it's a global company, you all know. You just need to have your laptop, you just need to have your internet, and you can work at any time you want. And the conditions are very safe working here because it's a legit company, as you know. And remote working is being transferred for the long term. And yeah, that's a thing working from home. And according to America, as what I can just see, Gallup poll finds that 62% of employed Americans have worked from home during the COVID-19 crisis. See, that's such a big number and such a big amount of percentage, 62% working from home, Americans, doubling since mid-March, and 3 in 5 workers want to keep doing so even public health concern pass. See, that's the thing. Even, they have been accustomed to it, like working from home. Now they like to stay at home and they can work from their comfort zone instead of going back there and work from there. Then you need to come back to your home. They choose to stay at home over than going to jobs at their company.
Okay, all right, that's right, that's true. But at the same time, of course, we the analysts already predicted that even after the pandemic situation, a lot of companies will maintain this hybrid type of working, right? Like some percentage of I mean, some days you work in the office and some days you work from home because it's become actually productive. It's proven that it works, right, Shay?
Exactly. That's the thing. Like keeping hybrid. First thing is that you can get more outcome. Like people who are staying at home, they can give you more outcome than the people who are coming at job because they are just working for a specific time. But for the employees who are staying at home, you just have to text them that okay, do this work, and they will start working at the same time. You message them. That's a very good advantage to the companies who are hiring remotely.
Exactly. And yeah, I see the advantages when it comes to the work environment. But still, of course, sadly, with regards to education, there's still a lot of misgivings
Mhm.
and a lot of frustrations from online learning and distance learning because I think that in that aspect, that requires um, face to face, what do you call this? Interaction. Like, because
Exactly.
yes, people are less motivated. I mean, the students are less motivated when they study from home. hmm
Mhm.
But
Exactly.
working wise, I see a lot of the advantages from working from home or hybrid working, but not in education,
Mhm.
right?
No, because having online education may create a sense of isolation, because everyone staying at their home, they are not interacting with their friends, they are not interacting with the teachers, they are out there. So it can create and it can have impact of sense of isolation.
Exactly, and
That's
depression for some people, and at the same time, the distraction is really, really a lot, right? Because
exactly.
you're not in the classroom, you're in your bedroom, okay? You can, and some of the schools, some of the teachers don't even show up. They let you watch a video, and that's
Mhm.
demotivating, I think.
Exactly. Exactly.
Exactly. It's just like if you had to just watch a video, then might as well just learn from YouTube, right? And watch the videos. Because yeah,
Yes, we can do it by ourselves. No need, waste time and come to the class and seeing that the teacher is not there.
and pay an enormous tuition, especially for college education, It's not a joke. But that's the thing, okay? So we will devote that
Ex-
online learning to another time, okay? Let's go back to our talking
yes,
about work. I know because I get
yes, remote
rattled exactly because I get
opportunities.
okay. Go ahead, please continue, Shrey.
Mhm. Yes, sure. Okay. So this time, let's take example of an IT company, or Oracle. Oracle, is a cloud application, as you all know, and they are, like offering plenty of remote work possibilities. Like
Ah,
it's a company based in California,
yes, in
yeah,
the
and they are
Silicon
seeking
Valley
out the
space.
best and brightest software development, that they want for the IT. Exactly. And like it's not like you just have to work on one post. They have open like consulting, you have project management, you have like software developing, video operation, program manager, and numbers of posts are available in any company you will go to. So you need to choose that which one suits you best. And then you have to choose like, okay, it's best for me. I'm gonna choose this. I'm gonna work upon this. So yeah, if you want to work remotely, there are many opportunities. Just the thing is that you need to devote your time. You need to, have that faith in you. You need to have that willpower to do that, actually.
Yeah, and also this pandemic situation has given us uh, some people more free time to re-examine themselves and try to see what else they can do, right? And actually, some people have learned a new trade, changed careers because of being online. But of course, it boils down to the fact, of course, that it's through the internet. And of course, uh,
Exactly.
uh, yeah, the jobs that are actually online mostly deal with the internet, and that is also like even resellers and e-commerce or people selling goods and services. Aside from expertise, right? Because there's a lot of
Mhm.
trainers, there's a lot of lessons that you can learn online. At the same time, there's new jobs that came about. Like I see people teaching yoga or teaching Zumba or even teaching fitness things
Mhm.
online.
Exactly. It's not, just limited to the
To IT
companies and all. There are many things: cooking online, teaching on online cooking, teaching, music online,
or
instruments,
planting, even
and
planting,
teaching,
right? Planting, gardening.
gardening. You can see how to stitch, sewing the things, all the things that you want to learn, you want to do. You can do it just by staying at home. You just need to search online the classes, and you can see n numbers of classes are there for that specific topic that you want to learn about, whether it's cooking, stitching, gardening, anything.
Or even yeah, fitness, because I see a lot of people showing their workouts online, right? And of course, they're using
Exactly.
every kind of social media app or platform that they can find. I mean, but of course nowadays, Facebook and YouTube, Instagram, and even TikTok now is under fire. They're being investigated because of the negative effect it has on the young people as well. You know, because like I said, we have to know when to use technology for our good and not for our detriment, right? And online working, of course, all of these things require technology. But as Shrey was saying, work from home is an operative word nowadays because that is what's lucrative nowadays, to work from home, and you can do that in different fields like the e-commerce industry or ang uso na yun, di ba sa Pilipinas, na uso naman na mag-resell. Pag resell mo is yung sasali ka sa mga platforms like Lazada, Shopee, or even Amazon. Di ba? Sa Amazon, matagal na yung ganyan may resellers, right? Can we talk about that a little bit,
Mhm.
Shrey, tungkol sa pag-resell?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, because I have also got, many offers to do reselling part. Yes, I've been offered to, take their material and to, advertise them on social medias. That's the thing. I have also got that offer. So yeah, we can talk about that for sure.
Very good, because it's also jobs. And at the same time, yeah, like I said, yan si Shrey,
Mhm.
marami po siyang ginagawang ibang bagay, just like me. Okay, of course, I'm a broadcaster here. I'm a journalist by
Mhm.
profession. I'm an online English teacher. I'm a trainer. We have a training company that does English mastery training po. You know, ayan yung aking kapartner na si Miss
Mhm.
Fatima. We have a company that before the pandemic, we would go to actual offices to do our training. But of course, now all those things can be done virtually, right? Tapos yung pagre-resell din po. Yung mga nagsara yung mga restaurants, mga businesses because dati nung alert level mataas pa, bawal pumunta sa mall, bawal mag-gather. So people have taken from their um, from their physical stores to online selling. At saka naghanap pa ng mga ibang ways. Nagkagaya ni Shrey. Can you please tell them about the other kind of business that you're into that uses
Okay.
technology?
Mhm. Yeah, sure. Because just like you do live broadcasting here on FB, and I do my live broadcast on Star Maker. I'm an official broadcaster there. So yeah,
Okay. So
and
tell us, start.
I'm like working as a content creator
Exactly.
as well for many YouTube. Mhm.
So what is Star Maker? Okay, somebody just text. What is Star Maker now?
Okay, so Star Maker, is a free karaoke app that lets you sing your own cover from the top songs from the massive catalog of around 2 million plus songs. And just not that, just not it's not just limited to singing, because on Star Maker you can earn as well. There are, n numbers of games there you can play with the family. You will be having your own family there, your own friend, like a group of friends there. You will be having live broadcasting as well, and as with that you can earn there as well by doing live broadcasting. Yeah,
Aha.
so that's what we basically do, and yeah. Mhm.
Okay, can you show the? Well, I cannot show. I cannot put it on my OBS. Star Maker, like a logo or
Mhm.
something. Can you show it? Because but Star Maker is an app that you can download. Is it?
Yes, exactly. It's an mobile application. So yeah, you can download that. And starting when you will be starting Star Maker, you need to, invest a time a lot in that. You need to go to the top. And yeah, after that, you can, if once you go to the top, there's no issue, then you have to, continue your work with the full dedication, because if you will stop, your viewers will think that you have stopped doing live broadcast. So you have to, continue to do work there. That's the thing.
I see. So it's also
Let
live
me check
stream.
if I can show you
Yes, please.
exactly.
Yeah. So that also pala you
Just
can
searching.
broadcast real time, right?
Yes, exactly.
Very good.
And I had one of my segment there. Like my segment goes from Feb to March. That's and from November to December. That is my Zumba live on Star Maker.
Wow.
Yeah,
See, I'm
that's
telling
the
you.
that.
So
Yes,
so it's like also it's all in Star
I have
Maker.
segments there. Mellow nights, Zumba live. Yeah.
Exactly. But
Yes.
but 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 your market is the world, right? It's not confined to your own country, right?
No, not at all. Because I'll tell you, being here in India, my region is Philippines, but user from all over the world, they can come to my live, they can see my live because it's open to everyone.
I see. Very good. So Star Maker, see, Star Maker, just like there's like Smule. Is it Smule or those other karaoke? Do they also have this?
Simule is an application where you can just sing. You can
Ah,
just sing on Simule, but Star Maker is much more different than that.
Star
And
Maker
yeah,
is a
in
platform,
Star
isn't it?
Maker, there's not like it's a platform, you can say, an application where you can sing, but with singing you have many different options as well, because on Simule you cannot earn, on Star Maker you can earn. And it's not just like that. On Star Maker, it's not like you just need to do broadcasting. They hire their for their user operation team as well. So yeah, it's not just limited to singing there or doing live broadcasting. One more opportunity, user operation. There comes the thing.
So so you can safely say that Star Maker is like a community like Facebook, but then you can also broadcast like this.
Exactly, you can say like that. It's like a whole community on, an application community. You can say where you are coming, you are, meeting with different people from all over, like different backgrounds and all. And yeah, that's the thing.
Ah, okay, very good. Okay,
No,
I
I
know.
don't think so that it's allowing me because my video is phrased on your live. It's fine. It's okay.
Very
Some
good. It's okay.
other day, like
They
we
can
can
just
show them.
Google it. They can just
Yeah,
Google it. Star Maker,
yeah, just
StarMaker.
Star Maker.
So for those who have talent that you want to
Yes,
share,
and
right, you can go to Star Maker and also.
yes, and especially with the Filipinos, like if you have talent, if you have your own composition, then you can earn as much as $200 per month, as well
Wow.
as like they'll Yes, just it's not a lot, but you just need to do, I think so, live broadcasting for 4 months,
I know,
four
but
days a month
that's an
for
additional
90
10,000.
minutes.
Yeah, that's an additional 10,000 pesos. In the Philippines,
Exactly.
that can come a long way. At least pay for the internet and electricity, right?
Exactly, exactly. And it's like, just 4 days a month, like live. So yeah, it's a good opportunity if you have an original composition of the song, then only
Wow. So they pay for original
compositions.
compositions, right? And then
Yes,
you don't
exactly.
necessarily have to sing it, but you can just yeah. Wow,
Yes,
that's great. But of
yes,
course they
exactly.
screen.
That,
But of course they have to screen and see if they like it, right? Not
yes,
every
exactly.
composition.
Yes, exactly. It has to be, a good one. They will keep like, and of course they will promote your song as well, to different. Yep, I
Yep.
can see that it got lost.
Okay, we're back. Oh, so sorry. Okay, so sorry. My internet. Well, welcome to the Philippines. The connection. So you were saying, Shrey?
Yes, I'm here only. I'm here.
Yeah. So you're saying about Star Maker. What can you? How can you? What can you
Yes,
recommend?
so I okay. Okay, so coming here, it's like if you will join, it's not like you have to invest much of the time. It's just that in the starting you need to invest a little bit of time, but in future,
No money involved, right?
once you
They
are
don't ask
on
for money.
top, you don't need to, have that much. No, there's no involving of money here. That's the thing. You don't
Very,
need to invest anything here.
except your time and the effort. Very good.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
Okay. So see, so that's another way to earn money, extra money in this pandemic is to join platforms like that, like Star Maker. Nag-enjoy na kayo, nag-share na kayo ng talent, pwede pa kayong kumita, right, Shrey?
Exactly. It's purely based upon your talent. If you have the talent, you can, get achieve that part.
Very good. Thank you so much. All right. Okay. So this, I think, until tomorrow. Okay. This whole week, we're going to talk about online jobs and online possibilities and opportunities that people can have and do in this pandemic situation. Kasi marami po tayong email na nandyan at mga text nagtatanong tungkol po sa mga trabaho palagi. Especially kasi nga, New Year na po, bagong taon, may mga tao na they equipped themselves this past year by learning, by studying, and now they're ready to work. All right, and they have, and of course, it's good that for us to suggest or tell them about possibilities. Maraming salamat sa those who joined us today. Angelica Paz, Faith, Tita Agnes Lakap, the family, and other people I can't see. Thank you. I want to thank Shrey for joining me today. Shrey will be with me every Wednesday.
Thank you so much.
Okay. And Shrey, what can you say in closing regarding opportunities?
See, regarding opportunity, just one thing is that if you want to work, there are n numbers of opportunities out there. Just the thing is that you need to choose what's best for you and need to invest your time. That's it, and you can conquer that part. You can, achieve your goals in terms of online working for
Exactly.
sure.
We'll talk
That's just
about
the thing I want to say. Have the willpower, and you can do it.
exactly, and yeah, and it has to be there has to be the willingness. Okay, you have to be a little bit more creative, and you also have to research because there are quite a few opportunities out there. At sa aming capacity, we're trying to help po by suggesting and by telling you about the opportunities and possibilities that you can find online. All right? Pero patuloy po tayong papag-usapan yan bukas, okay? And maraming salamat ulit to Shrey for joining me today. Of course, at the end of the day, okay,
Thank you.
what is important is that we have the faith, hope, and love to continue living in this pandemic situation because we're hopeful. It is a new year, new hope, right? New faith, renewed faith, okay? Saka syempre yung pagmamahal sa ating buhay that we have to value because every time that we wake up to a new day is something to be thankful for, right? And tomorrow we will talk about other jobs in the private and also the government sector, and of course talk about how companies are dealing with the pandemic situation. Okay, we will continue that bukas po. So of course, if you have any questions and suggestions on what topics to talk about, please feel free to email me at jcbautista or no, techiemommy@gmail.com, or of course send also your queries to Broad Stream Cast Communicators Facebook page, and we are also on YouTube. Past episodes that have we've done, if kung gusto niyo pong balikan at i-review yung mga napag-usapan before, nandun po kami sa YouTube. And of course, if you find our YouTube channel, the Broad Stream Cast Communicators, please like and subscribe po, okay? So that we could have and share our information and share everything that we talk about to more people, okay? Next week po, andito kasama pa rin po namin si Shrey dito sa ating programa. All right? And yes, the Omnicron virus is spreading fast, but hindi po siya, inang pong na-establish dyan that the effect is not that serious because the symptoms are actually very few. Most people pa naman are symptomatic, but it's still a reason to be concerned. It's still, we still have to practice all the safety protocols, the health protocols that our governments are imposing and mandating to us. Kasi nga po, yan, ang saya-saya natin masyado nitong holidays, pero yan, meron na namang bagong surge. And of course also, we are still talking about yung pong mga gustong tumulong doon sa mga nasalanta ng bagyo. Our own yaya included there in late summer Leyte. Their houses were wiped out, washed out. Wala pa rin pong electricity doon sa Leyte where my yaya Saning lives. She still has no electricity. They're also just counting on cell phone power. Doon daw, they charge 10 pesos to charge. Ano pala, 5 pesos to charge in the province. But anyway, tomorrow is another day po, and thank you so much for joining us. And magkita-kita tayo ulit po bukas at 11 o'clock ito sa Buhay Online. Thank you very much, and have a good day everyone, and enjoy your lunch.
Inyong natunghayan at napakinggan ang mga makabagong pamamaraan sa mundo ng online sa pamamagitan pa rin ng Broad Stream Cast Communicators. Hanggang sa muli, maraming salamat po.
Goodbye, Shrey. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Matt. Thank you.